Why do some teens with autism become aggressive? Well, understanding behavior regulation and communication breakthroughs in non-speaking autistics may just be the answer. One of the hardest things parents face is when their autistic child becomes a teenager and the meltdowns turn into aggression. Tables get knocked over, school calls become constant, and many families are told the behavior is the problem. But oftentimes the behavior is actually communication. How do I know? Because the autistics explained everything, and who better to learn from than them? I'm Dr. Andy Labuti, and for the past 6 years, I've been running a center for non-speaking autistic teens and young adults. I've learned so much from them about frustration, outbursts, and dysregulation, and I want to share how understanding this can help you help your child. It all began when my son Jack learned spelling as communication in 2020. We call them spellers. And for those of you who don't know what that is, you will learn shortly. And for those of you that have spellers, I want to share their insights into what's actually going on, because then we know how to help them. The key here is behaviors come from them being dismissed, underestimated, and unable to communicate. Not to mention, they are almost all highly intelligent, but thought to be cognitively impaired. Can you imagine being trapped in a body that doesn't cooperate, but your brain and intelligence is fully online? And being in that environment for years, by the time they get to be teens, they have had enough. I want to tell you about my friend's son, Alex. He was 16 years old, he was in high school, and he was getting kicked out. He was getting so aggressive, he was literally knocking tables over, and they got the call that they had to, find another placement for him. Well, fortunately, his mom had found something called RPM, which is Rapid Prompting Method, and began spelling with him. And within a few months, he became open and everything changed. His behaviors dissipated. He had finally tapped into a way to communicate what his thoughts and ideas were, and he is highly intelligent. And when my son learned to communicate with a letterboard, our world was forever changed. My son had basic language, but he was an unreliable speaker. Now he can communicate complex thoughts and ideas. His whole future has shifted with possibilities. When a non-speaker starts communicating, the behaviors disappear. So think about this. Behavior is often communication trapped in the body. They have motor planning challenges, intelligence is not being visible, and the frustration just builds. And I want to talk about one final thing, regulation. This is different than frustration and aggression. Autistics are exquisitely sensitive to their environment and the people in it. One of the most common things non-speaking individuals tell us is that the regulation of the parent matters more than anything. I'm planning a live parent workshop to explore aggression, regulation, and behavioral problems, but framed as a form of communication. I would like to cover the following: why behavior is often communication, the inner experience many non-speaking individuals describe, and how this is pertinent to most children and adults with autism, whether they are speaking or not. Their insights are gold. No more guessing what's going on. They tell us, and trust me, it is relevant to those that have language as well. Why regulation of parents matters so much, and what does that look like? Resources for families who want to explore communication, and finally, how spelling on a letterboard actually works and how it has been the single most life-changing thing that I have done for my child. There will also be time for parent questions. But now I would love to hear from you. Do these topics sound like they would be helpful? And what other topics would you like to include? Please comment below. If you would like to be notified when the workshop is scheduled, you can join the interest list by commenting interest below, and I will send you the link.